Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I'm your host, Kianna Jit, and today we are going to be talking about feeling or like people who make you feel like you're too fucking much. Because ever since I was like a little girl, people always used to tell me like, you're doing too much. Like, you're too loud, you're too this, you're too that. Like, they just always were telling me you're too fucking much. And even to this day, I hear people like tell me like, you're doing too much, or like, you're hella extra, or just shit like that. But people just are always telling me ever since I was little, like, you're too much. And recently I was told I'm too sensitive. And it really made me stop and think. And I was like, I am not. Like, I'm not too fucking sensitive. I am just the right amount of sensitive. Nobody is too fucking sensitive. Nobody is too this, too that. Like, and I realized that so many more people are like being told this, like, you're too much. Like, I hear it all the time. Like, I hear people say like, oh, you're too loud, or like, you're too this, you're too that. And what the fuck? Like, the idea of that somebody is too much for you, so you have to tell them that they're too much, is insane to me. And I need you guys to realize what I realized recently, is that I'm not too fucking much. You're not enough. You're lacking something in your life that you're projecting those insecurities of whatever the fuck you're lacking onto me because you think I'm too much. But in reality, I'm not too much. You're too little. Okay. So like when we're talking about people who say you're too sensitive, like for me, right? When they were telling me that I was being too sensitive, I was in a situation where I was expressing my feelings. Like, I was in a raw, vulnerable state where I wanted to express my feelings of like, hey, you made me feel like this. And the person really was like could not even give me the like validation of like, oh, okay, like, I hurt your feelings. No, their response was, you're too sensitive, or you're too emotional. And for a second, I really took that in, and I was like, okay, maybe I am. But I stopped, and I was like, no, dude. Like, no, I'm not too sensitive. You're not sensitive enough. And I don't want that around me. Once you get to a point where when you hear people tell you you're too much, and you realize that it's because they lack whatever you're quote unquote too much about, that's when you start to realize that there is a true shift, and you start to look at the way that people talk to you and the way that people interact with you, and you realize that most of the time people, whatever they're saying to you, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, a positive or a negative, it reflects on how they feel about themselves. And very, very rarely does it reflect on what they feel about you. So if somebody's telling me you're too sensitive, okay, it doesn't have anything to do with me and my sensitivity and how I'm tapped into my emotions. It has everything to do with the fact that they can't tap into their emotions, that they're incapable of that. They can't do it. They don't know how. Their emotional state isn't ready for that. They have too much baggage and blockages on top of them that they can't even get to a point that I'm at where I can be tapped into my emotions. And same thing when it goes to like when people, say like, oh, you're too loud, or you're too extra. Like, that's one for me, the extraness. Like, I always hear like, you're too extra, like, you're doing too much. And it made me, for the longest time, be a person who started to like shun. Like, I was always like an extra person. Like, I always like really like to have like my makeup done and stuff like that, and just like do the most. Like, I love doing the most, but people made me feel like shit for doing the fucking most, for feeling good about myself and going out and wearing a cute outfit and doing my makeup just to go run errands, right? And so I started to become a person that just shunned. I started only wearing like big t-shirts and biker shorts and Vans. Don't get me wrong, I love me a good biker short and a big t-shirt. Okay, that is like one of my favorite combos. But I would only wear that. Only wear those types of items where I could not be seen as too extra or too much. I didn't really wear my makeup as much anymore. Like, there's a point in my life where I really kind of just like hid away because I allowed people's like opinions of me, quote unquote, being too fucking extra and too dramatic to have an effect in my life. And it made me change, like, low key who I was as a person. And now who I am, and now, like, going through these realizations and, like, really diving deep into, like, shadow work and, like, just looking within, like, really, really looking within, I realized that no, it's because they did not have the confidence to do the extra things. Like, they were telling me I was too much, too extra, because they didn't have the confidence to do what I was doing, to wear the outfits I was wearing, to do the makeup looks I was doing. They couldn't muster up that confidence. So instead of, like, admiring my confidence, they wanted to tear me down and wanted me to be on the next level with them. I'll never forget one day when I was in middle school, we had this guy come and speak to us. And I want to say it was like a bullying campaign or a bullying seminar or something. And I will never forget him saying, like, women, girls, are very different from men and boys, in the sense of, like, with boys and men, as they build their, like, they go up, right? They go up the ladder, they go up the top, like, the totem, right? They want to help the other guys get up to where they're at, and they want to, like, help them, and then they help each other, and they just keep growing, right? They just keep, going up. Whereas girls, most of the time, they don't want anybody to be at the same level as them. They would rather kick you down so they can stay where they're at, but they don't even realize that if they were to help the person behind, like, that's lower than them, help them up, that they can also help them up at the same time, and women can grow the same way. And that really stuck with me. I mean, I'm 25 years old, and that was in middle school, and it really stuck with me. And I remember, like, looking into my, like, friendships and really realizing, like, that is how women are, how girls are. And to this day, being 25 years old, it still reigns true that a lot of women, instead of loving, like, don't get me wrong, there is a huge amount of women and girls who love to see other women succeed. They love to see women be confident and do the things that maybe they don't feel the confidence to do. Or, like, I feel like we see that a lot with influencers and, like, content creators, is, like, especially, like, for me, like, I'm a really big body positivity I wouldn't say influencer, but what I love to spread body positivity, and I like to be out there and be on that platform. Like, that's what I want to do to help other women feel confident, right? And my audience is women who do want to see that. They want to see other women grow, and they want to see maybe things that they can't do themselves, but they want to see, like a role model, somebody that they can, like, look up to, right? But there is a huge demographic of women that cannot see that shit, that hate to see other women be happy and be successful and feel confident within themselves, because they are not happy and successful and confident within themselves. They, like, can't even be around that. They can't be around that in their family or in their friends, and damn sure ain't gonna be around it on some social media. And that's why you see so many girls or burner accounts just going at it with other women and just, like, attacking other women for them just existing, for them just doing what they love to do, right? And so that was kind of like what I was going through when I was being told, like, you're too extra, you're too much. Like, I was just being happy with who I was and just expressing myself the way I love to express myself. And for me, that's, like, through fashion and makeup. That's my favorite way. It's been that way since I was literally a little girl. I love to do that. So I just allowed other people's, like, opinions of themselves. Like, get that though. I was allowing people's opinions of themselves to have an effect on who I was as a person. Okay, it wasn't even an opinion of me. They weren't having an opinion of me. No, it was an opinion of themselves that they were projecting onto me. And I was allowing that to change how I presented myself and how I felt about myself as a person. And so when I realized that, is when I kind of had that big ass light bulb moment of, like, holy fucking shit. Like, I feel like I've heard a lot of the time, like, we are mirrors to people, and people are mirrors to us, and, like, how what we see in other people is what we see in ourselves. Like, I hear that a lot, right? But I think, like, realizing that I've allowed people's words, like, their, like, words and their thoughts to dramatically affect me when that's what was happening. It was something that they were lacking, and they were calling it out on me because they were lacking. It's like when somebody they can't get like the new shoes, right, that they want. Like these new shoes come out, right? Everybody wants these new fucking pair of shoes, but this person can't get it, but this person got them. Now this person's gonna be like, oh, those are fucking ugly, like ill, like those shoes, you paid all that money, blah 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 blah. Like we see that a lot. Like when I see it with like people who like hate on like Louis or hate on anything. Like if somebody's, more than likely, if somebody is hating on something, it's because they can't get it, because they don't have it, and they can't either afford it, they can't get to that point, they don't feel like they even have the confidence or the capability to get to that point. So they hate on it. They rather hate on it than like give it any more power. They like it's their way of making themselves feel better. It's their way of soothing themselves. Okay. And I mean, like, I know that this is like a huge, like it's just been a learned tactic over time, just like a learned tactic. And it's really fucking sucks, if I'm being honest, because if you're somebody like me who is impressionable to other people's opinions, who cares about people's opinions, like I'm not somebody that's going to be afraid to say like I care about what people think about me. Like I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't give a fuck what people thought about me, but I do, because I don't want people to think of me like as a horrible person. No, I care. I want people to see me in this light, because that's who I am. That's my heart. That's who I am to my core, right? So I care about what people think about me. So it really sucks for people like us, or for like me, who care, because I think for a lot of people have this like mentality of like, I don't give a fuck what anybody fucking thinks about me. And if you truly don't give a fuck about what people think about you, I love that for you. You have mastered, like, I think the biggest thing of life, because I wish I didn't care sometimes, because it gives people the power to make those, have those things that are said to me, and makes me change sometimes who I am, or makes me really like doubt myself. So that's something that honey, if I learn the true lesson, or how to really stop caring about how people think about you guys, you Bestie Talk people will be the first to know. Okay, you guys will be the first to know. I will ring, we are going to film an episode right then and there if I learn it, because that is one of the hardest things ever. I really, really admire people. But I also want to say, for the record, most of the time that people say, I don't give a fuck what people have to think about me, they're more than likely lying. They probably do care. And it's okay to care what other people think about you. That's okay. You're not wrong. You're a human being, and you're allowed to care what people think about you, because you have a genuine heart, and you want people to see your heart, and not see that when you were mad 5 years ago randomly, and you were having a really shitty fucking week, and shit was hard. And you don't want people to just see you for that you want people to see you for all the good that you've done and the hard work that you've done. So it's okay to care what other people think about you. But what it's not okay to do is allow those people's opinions, their thoughts, and their words to dramatically affect who you are and where you stand as a human being. And that's what I think what we're talking about today is you're not too fucking much. You're not too whatever the case may be, is whatever the fuck they're telling you you're too much of, you're not. Like, literally. I remember being told I was too fat. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Like, thank you. Oh my God. News flash, breaking news. Kianna Jit is overweight. What? Bitch, I've been overweight since I was out of the womb. Since I was in the womb, I was overweight. Okay? Like, I've been overweight my whole life. There's never been a moment where I have been skinny. But thank you for that new information. I remember when people would tell me that all the time. Like, I still hear it now and then. Like, of course, being on the internet, people will comment, say mean shit. You just hear it. You fucking hear it all the time. But what I came to have realized very recently, I think for me, it was recently. Like, I feel bad for little Kianna. I feel bad for, elementary, middle school Kianna, because she didn't understand this, but now I understand it, is that they're insecure. The people who are saying you're too fat, or commenting on your weight, or your body, or your face, they have, I don't know what it is. You'll probably never find out what it was, but they have something that they're so insecure about that is just fighting them in their mind. Like it's attacking them, and it attacks them every fucking day, and it's just gnawing and gnawing and gnawing. And what is the saying? Misery loves fucking company. So they want other people to feel the pain and the sorrow that they feel for whatever the hell they're insecure about. And the shitty part is somebody probably made them insecure about whatever the fuck they're insecure about. And somebody probably made that person insecure about whatever the fuck they were insecure about. And it's a huge ass domino effect. And you, my lovely listener, okay? You have the choice. Do you want to continue the domino effect? Do you want to, somebody made you mean, somebody made you cold, somebody made you insecure about whatever the fuck you're insecure about, right? Whatever they said, if you're too fat, quote unquote fat, if you're too ugly, quote unquote ugly, whatever it is, you have the choice to now turn that hatred into more hatred and to spew it onto somebody else, or you have the choice to break that fucking domino effect, that tactic, and not allow them to make you feel a certain way about your fucking body, because you're living in your body and you're living with your face. Okay? So you have the choice to make the decision of, I'm gonna fucking end this cycle ends with me, or am I going to continue this fucking cycle? You have the choice. Nobody else can make it for you. I'm going to tell you what's easier. I'm going to tell you that continuing the cycle is easier. Living in hatred, living in anger, living in fear and madness is a lot fucking easier than doing the work, healing, and being a kind heart and soul. Like, that is easier. I promise. I'm sorry. It fucking sucks. It sucks that being somebody mean and evil can be a lot easier than living with a pure heart and living with kindness and spreading kindness, because the world is surrounded by people who have just continued to let the domino effect keep going. They've just let it keep going one after another. It's like boom, 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 boom. So if you're going to be one of the baddies that decides, this domino effect ends with me, it's me, you're holding all those people on your back too. And it's hard, but it's okay, because we've got this. Like, we have got this, me and you, because I'll be damned if somebody feels the way I've felt because of my actions. Like, I'd never want to let somebody feel shitty about themselves, or that like makes them look within like I'm too much and I'm too sensitive, I'm too fat, I'm too insecure, I'm too extra, like whatever the fuck it is. I would never want somebody to feel that way because of my words. Hell no, because I've been there. I have been in the boat. So I'm changing my actions. I'm going to stop it with me. And if you're still listening, you're probably going to stop it with you too. So applaud to you, like applaud to fucking you, because this is an uphill battle, honey. And I'm going to be the first one to tell you it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, okay? Because I know as I grow in life, as I continue, this is just going to keep happening. People are always going to tell you you're too much. Like, another thing that somebody always, like, I swear, people tell me all the time, like my family would always tell me, you're too dramatic. You're too dramatic, Kianna. You need to stop. No, I'm not dramatic. I'm not dramatic enough, bitch. I'm a drama queen, okay? Whatever I feel on times 100. Like, I feel everything, okay? And it's okay to feel that. I feel all those pains and I feel all those emotions, and they hurt, or I'm happy too. Because that's the thing too, is like, yeah, I can be too dramatic, right? And like, if something affects me, I'm really like upset and I can get really, really down on it. But if something is happy, something good goes on in my life, like for example, how I reacted to my 20th episode, like my lovely assistant, how she decorated and all that stuff. So people can easily call us too extra. They can call us too dramatic. They can call us being too fucking much, but hell no. Because yes, I feel things on an extra fucking level. I feel happy that I've made it this far. I feel excited of where I'm going. I feel all those emotions times fucking 100, and I would never want to change it for the world. Never. So if you have been told you're too dramatic, don't fucking listen to those people. Because you feel the sad emotions on a level 100, but you also feel the happy levels on 100. And that's okay, because I'd rather live my life on 100 and those emotions on 100 than live it on fucking 0 and not be able to be emotionally available and be tapped into my fucking emotions. Okay? I really want to go back a little bit and focus on how truly misery loves company. Like, misery loves company. I need you guys to sit with that for a minute. I need you to close your eyes for a second and think about that time where somebody was just mad. They were just angry. They were hating life. They hated everything around them, and you were happy and you were go-lucky and you were living life and everything was great, and they just rained on your parade. They just rained. They were just mean. They like spewed hate. You were happy living life, skipping around, and they just fucking spewed hate, and they were just mean and evil. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be somebody in the drive-thru, it could be somebody that's taking your order, it could be somebody you're taking their order. They're just mad, okay? They want company. They want to spread it. They want to spread the hatred and the anger and the frustration. And I want to say this for the record too. I get it. I've been there. I've been in a place where I am dark as fuck, where I'm mad. Shit is going fucking wrong. Shit has hit the fucking fan, and I am angry at the world, angry at the universe, angry at everybody around me. And if I see somebody fucking smiling, fuck you, because I wish I was fucking there, but I'm not. I'm living in a fucking hellhole bubble right now. Okay? I've been there. I have been there. But you, my love, okay, the one listening, you have to understand that you are not going to allow those people to rain on your fucking parade. You need to I want you to picture literally a protection bubble, okay? Whatever your favorite color is, your aura color, mine's pink. Okay, if you couldn't tell, pink bubble around me that is not going to allow people's spew of hatred to rain on my fucking parade when I'm fucking happy. Okay, and I'm going to actively try my hardest to, when I am in the hellhole pit of darkness, I'm not going to rain on other people's parade. And if anything, when I see somebody smiling and I see somebody fucking happy when I'm in my hellhole pit of despair, I'm going to understand, hey, look, okay, I'm in this hellhole, but I've made it out before. That person that's standing in front of me that's all happy and smiley, they've been in one and they've made it out before. So I'm going to make it out before, and I'm going to make it out, and I'm not going to hate on somebody, and I'm not going to spew hate, because I think we need to take a little bit more accountability of the fact of how many people spew the hate. Okay, but they don't want hate spewed on them. So as much as I don't want hate spewed on me, I have to take accountability of I spew hate sometimes, and that's something that's not okay, and that I need to change, and that I'm going to change. And that's what has came my realization with all these realizations, okay, with today's episode, is I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make the conscious effort and decision that I'm changing. The domino effect is stopping with me, with moi, with bestie talk, with us besties. It's stopping here, because the goal that I have in this world, like, I want you to like also think about, like, what is your goal for life? Like, what is your goal? What do you want to do? You want to spread happiness, or you want to spread hatred? Like, which is it? Because if you're going to do one for real. Like, do it. Like, stand on business, bitch. Stand on fucking business. Either you're gonna spread hate and stick with it. Even when you're happy, you better stick with it. Or are you gonna spread positivity and happiness, and even when you're down in the hellhole pit, you're gonna fucking try, and you're gonna try your fucking hardest. I told you it's not easy. It's not fucking easy, but you can do it. I know you can do it. I did it. I'm doing it. We're doing it together. So we could do it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I know it was a little serious. It was a little serious today. I wasn't trying to be serious, but this topic has kind of been on my mind for a minute. And I think that, like, we really just need to shed light on, like, the fact of, like, you're never too fucking much. And if somebody tells you you're too much, you need to look them the fuck in the face and say, you aren't enough. And that's on period. Okay, we need to take a little bit more accountability of spewing hate and not allowing the hate that's being spewed to affect our mental state and what we've got going on in our life. Okay, I love you guys so very much. I think next week's episode is going to be an Ask Your Besties. I love Ask Your Besties. Oh, Ask Your Besties is one of my favorite types of episodes because I really get to hear what you guys got going on in your life and like what questions you have for me and how the fuck am I going to be able to help. So if you have a question, whatever the fuck the question is, like it could be literally anything, like down to like what dress should I wear for this event, DM me on Instagram, Bestie Talk Pod. Bestie Talk Pod on Instagram or TikTok. Make sure you guys are following, you're liking, you're subscribing, you're telling your besties, you're telling your ma, you're telling everybody about Bestie Talk because we're literally growing a whole community of badass besties. Okay? I love you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful week this week. Remember, send in your Ask Your Besties and I will ask or answer them here on Bestie Talk. I love you guys so much. Bye.